What up, friends? Geoff Fienberg back here with you for oddschecker.com/US as we continue to break down the Sanderson Farms Championship on the PGA Tour. Whoa. I mean, off that big emotional oxygen sucking weekend that was the Ryder Cup, we have the Sanderson Farms Open going head to head again. Now we're into week 4 of the NFL season. That doesn't matter. Opportunities lie ahead on the PGA Tour. Hopefully we can hit a number this week. I've already made 3 outright selections within my video with Rick Gaiman at Rick Run Good. We previewed the course. We talked a little more long form about types of players and who we might be interested in this week. So have a look at that. But I'm here to give you my final betting card. As I said, 3 picks already in the can. We've bet Harold Varner at 50-1, Chris Kirk at 80-1, and you would think I would know who else that I'd bet. Sheamus Power, 50-1, considering that was the first bet I made this week. That's a lie. I bet on Taylor Gooch. Really excited to bet Taylor Gooch. He withdrew. Probably even would have had Taylor Gooch on my prop sheet. Why am I still talking about Taylor Gooch? I'm not really sure. I should probably stop. So let's get right into it. We're going to make 2 outright adds to the card this week. Charlie Hoffman, 35-1. When talking to Rick, when the board came out, I did not see myself making this move, but I bet Hoffman in Napa a couple weeks ago. I was really impressed with how he played. I bet him last year here, going back over my notes, at a 6th place finish. So clearly I'm invested in Hoffman at the moment and on this golf course, and he'd been playing really well. So I'm going to stick with Charlie Hoffman here. 35-1, the California kid, San Diego native, I believe can get off the mat. He has not won in 4 years. And I'm tempted to say that win that was 4 years ago was in Texas, and it was a walk-off putt on the 18th green to beat a bet I had on Patrick Reed. Memory lane. It never ends. I'm also going to be betting Charlie Hoffman in a head-to-head with Si-Woo Kim this week at -110. I'm willing to take that stab on that head-to-head. Kim, we all know there's sort of a incredibly high floor, incredibly low ceiling. I'm quite safe betting on Charlie Hoffman this week in this matchup. Si-Woo Kim, he might come top 3 and knock my socks off here, but that's something I'm willing to step in front of with that head-to-head. So Hoffman for the win, Hoffman versus Kim for the head-to-head. Matthias Schaub, 80-1 this week using that odds checker grid. I'm seeing it as low as 60-1. We are betting Schaub for the win at 80-1. So that is my final outright ad on the card. Hoffman, Varner, Power, Kirk, Schaub. That is my outright card for the Sanderson Farms this week, but we are not done there. We're going to go with some props. Taylor Pendrick, the long-hitting Canadian that has been outstanding on the Corn Ferry Tour this year, and there's a lot of love for some of the Corn Ferry guys this week as they set up. They should be very comfortable on a course like this. That's a resort course that demands a constant birdie party for the most part. I see Tyler Penrith having great success here. He ended his Corn Ferry season with 6 consecutive top 20s. Came at his first PGA event of the year in Napa. Finished right about 35, 36. So I think we're going to get a little step up from that from Pendrick this week on a course that I believe suits him absolutely perfect. Sheamus Power. We've bet him for the win this week, but we're also going to get invested at the +230 for the T20 on Power. Sheamus Power, in 6 of his final 8 events of the season, he finished in the top 20. That included a win in Barbasol. If you do deep dive his stats, he has become one of the higher end ball strikers on the tour. And you put him in a field like this, he really does find his way to the top of many ball striking metrics versus this field. I'm really excited about Power this week. As I mentioned, have him on the outright card. So we're doing something here with him at +230. Patton Kizzire, T20, a guy I always consider betting. T20 +250 for Patton. Brick Shithouse Patton Kizzire. That's a compliment, by the way. It's just like a very broad individual. Very broad individual. So that is thick and broad. Not like me and broad. Not that kind of broad. There's nothing brick about me. But Patton Kizzire, I call it, well, we're done with that. Anytime we're at a course that birdies are the theme of the day, getting hot is the theme, I'm really interested in Pat Kazire. My interest goes up tenfold where it's a course where there isn't that much trouble off the tee. Because if you've ever invested in Patton, be it a wager, be it a DFS roster, no one on tour can turn a 5 or 6, 7 under day into a 2 under final sign at the scorecard. He has this knack for making enormous numbers, hitting it into unplayable situations off the tee. Because that is far less likely at a course like this, I am far more interested in getting behind a guy I do enjoy in Patton Kazire. And lastly, Matt Wallace, plus 400 T20. Many would say Wallace will not suit the course this week, that it could be too easy for Matt Wallace, but I'm really interested in Wallace this week at plus 400 for the T20, and maybe even check out that card. I could get a little extra greasy by the time I submit this and decide I'm going to bet Wallace at 125 to 1 for the win. He is a guy in that find me 100 to 1 winner or above that really does have my eye this week. So obviously I'll get invested in that T20 market at plus 400. I saw it as low as plus 320 on that odds checker grid. So, hey, long shot T20. Let's make sure we get the best number. That's why we're here using odds checker. Like, sub, comment on the video. Tell me which prop you like this week, or who you think is going to win. And don't forget, hit that like button. It goes a long way in supporting me, in supporting odds checker, who support me. So yeah, that would be greatly appreciated. PGA Tour fall swing season is here. Doesn't sort of have the same cachet once we get to New Year's Tournament of Champions and we're off and running. I love the news. I love the news about Torrey Pines going Wednesday to Saturday. We'll obviously have to, jig maybe a content schedule for that, but that's too far off in the future to worry about videos. I just love the fact they're smart enough on AFC, NFC Championship weekend not to be going head-to-head with the National Football League. What a call. What an event. I'm already excited for January in Torrey Pines. That's where my head is at. But until then, let's hope we catch something here at the Sanderson this week. So I'm Geoff Fienberg. I'll be back later in the week giving my favorite NFL props with Matt O'Leary here for Odds Checker. Don't forget to check that out, as well as my video with Rick Rungood and a bit of a longer form breakdown of the Sanderson Farms Championship. We'll see you next week.